Chapter 1. The Contract We Forgot to End. 3 years ago, on a quiet wedding night arranged more for business than romance, Aiden Vale, a 28-year-old alpha CEO, sat stiffly on the edge of a massive hotel bed. His new husband, Riven Arclight, a stunning 24-year-old Enigma CEO, lounged lazily opposite him, beautiful, unreadable, slightly bored, and annoyingly confident. Their fathers had pushed the marriage for business stability and family alliance. Their mothers had cried tears of joy. Meanwhile, the two grooms stared at each other like strangers forced into a group project. Aiden cleared his throat. "So, we're married." Riven shrugged. "Temporarily." Aiden blinked. "Temporarily?" Riven raised a brow, smirking as if reading his mind. "Look, you don't want love. I don't want love. We're both busy CEOs. Let's be realistic." Aiden nodded slowly. That was true. So Riven pulled out a sleek sheet of paper, already prepared because he was dramatic like that, and said, "After 3 years of marriage, we divorce peacefully. No drama, no emotions. Agreed?" Aiden sighed, relieved. "Agreed." And just like that, a signature sealed their future. A future neither of them kept. Present day. Year 3. The mansion echoed with their voices every morning, mostly bickering, often ridiculous and strangely intimate. Aiden stood in the kitchen, struggling with a coffee machine like it was a hostile alien spaceship. Riven walked in, hair perfect, shirt half-buttoned, looking like a sinful magazine cover. "Good morning, husband," he sang, snatching the mug from Aiden's hand. "That was my cup," Aiden glared. "I know." Riven sipped it smugly. "That's why it tastes better." Aiden groaned. "Do you wake up every day intending to irritate me?" "Yes," Riven said immediately, "but also because you look adorable when you're annoyed." Aiden blinked. "Adorable? Me?" But Riven had already walked away, hips swaying with confidence. Riven was a walking contradiction, deadly serious in meetings, sarcastic at home, secretly clingy at night, and territorial enough to growl at baristas who flirted with Aiden. But he'd never once said, "I love you." Not even close. And Aiden, with his average face and slightly older age, always believed, Riven would never genuinely love someone like me. He watched his husband walk out the door that morning, perfect, successful, beautiful, and sighed. He deserved someone better. Meanwhile, at Arclight Enterprises, Riven arrived at his office, ready to terrorize interns and charm board members. But the moment he stepped out of the elevator, whispers exploded like popcorn. "Did you see? That alpha, so beautiful. He's with the boss. They were holding hands. Maybe it's his lover." Riven blinked. "What lover? I only have one husband and he's a stressed little grumpy potato." Before he could ask, someone shouted, "Boss, your guest is waiting." Guest? He entered his office to see a gorgeous alpha with honey brown hair and a smile that could melt cities. "Riven!" The man practically launched himself across the room and wrapped Riven in a hug. Riven laughed, genuinely. "Kalen, you idiot! Where the hell were you all these years?" Kalen squeezed him tighter. "I missed your damn wedding. I came to see you and your mysterious husband." Riven snorted. "He's not mysterious. He's just dramatic, moody, and steals blankets." Kalen held Riven's hand, grinning. "Let's catch up properly. I have so much to tell you." Riven rolled his eyes but let himself be dragged to the couch. Aiden arrives, and his soul leaves his body. Aiden had planned a surprise lunch. He even wore the shirt Riven once said looked less tragic on him. He stepped out of the elevator. He heard the whispers, the gossiping. The word beautiful alpha stabbed deeper every time. His heart thudded painfully. He opened Riven's office door and froze. His husband was sitting ridiculously close to another alpha. Their fingers intertwined. They were laughing. And then Kalen hugged Riven again. Something inside Aiden shattered loud enough to echo. He wanted to vomit. He wanted to scream. He wanted to disappear. But he simply said, voice cracking, "Sorry to disturb." Riven looked up, visibly startled. "Aiden, wait." Aiden backed away before Riven could reach him, before he could embarrass himself anymore. His world was crumbling. His insecurities were screaming. He's younger, more beautiful, more successful, and he loves someone else. The reckless decision. Back home, Aiden stood in front of their old wedding night box. He unlocked it with trembling hands. Inside the contract. After 3 years, we divorced peacefully. Aiden stared at it for a long time. Then, with shaking fingers, he signed his part. His tears fell, staining the paper. He sent Riven the scanned copy, and he wrote, "Please sign this too. Let's end it as agreed." Before he could lose the courage, he threw clothes into a bag, booked a flight, and walked out of the mansion they'd built together. Riven returns home. Riven came home humming, carrying dessert for Aiden because he remembered Aiden liked mango mousse whenever he was stressed. He entered the house. Silence. Empty. Something felt wrong. His instincts burned. He pulled out his phone. A notification blinked. "Aiden, please sign this too. Let's end it as agreed." Riven froze. His pupils dilated. His breath stopped. The dessert dropped from his fingers and shattered on the floor. His husband, his alpha, his entire world was gone. Riven's mind snapped like a fragile thread. He whispered, "Where is he?" His voice darkened. His pheromones spiked with lethal intensity. He grabbed his coat, phone, keys, everything, and tore out of the house like a feral creature hunting its mate. Because no matter what the contract said, Riven had no intention of ever letting Aiden go. Chapter 2. Find him. He's mine. For the first time in years, Riven Arclight couldn't breathe. The house felt wrong. Too quiet. Too empty. Aiden's shoes weren't by the door. His favorite jacket wasn't thrown on the couch. The mug he always left half-washed wasn't in the sink. Riven checked every room, calling Aiden's name with rising panic. No answer. Only silence. And then the divorce message on his phone glared back at him like a cruel joke. "After 3 years, we divorced peacefully. Please sign it too." Peacefully? Peacefully? There was nothing peaceful about the way Riven's chest fractured. He sank onto the couch, hair falling over his face, breaths short and violent. He felt something unfamiliar: fear. Loss? And the kind of panic only an enigma feels when their mate is gone. He tried to call Aiden. Phone switched off. He tried calling again. Nothing. He tried 100 times. Nothing. Riven spirals. Hours passed. Then a day. Then 2. Riven didn't eat. Barely slept. Didn't step outside. He refused to call his parents or Aiden's parents. He didn't want them involved. This was their fight. Their mess. Their marriage. He wouldn't drag their families into it. He sat in Aiden's empty closet at one point, clutching his husband's jacket, his eyes red, breathing in the fading scent of his alpha, like a dying man clinging to oxygen. His staff panicked. His board members called repeatedly. He canceled every meeting. Riven didn't care. He only cared about one thing: finding Aiden. Kaylin arrives. Kaylin barged into the mansion like a tornado, wearing expensive sunglasses, pure chaos. He took one look at Riven's pale face, sunken eyes, and the jacket he was clutching. He ripped his sunglasses off. "Oh my God, you look like a funeral home threw up on you." Riven glared at him weakly. "Go away." "No." Kaylin plopped down beside him. "You're not eating, you're not sleeping, and your pheromones smell like death. Where the hell is your alpha?" Riven swallowed hard. His throat burned. "He left me." "What?" "He left me, Kaylin." Kaylin stared, stunned. Then his eyes sharpened dangerously. "Okay, that's it." He stood up. "My best friend is dying. We're getting your husband back." Riven blinked. "Kaylin." "Nope." Kaylin grabbed him by the arm. "Get up, you idiot. We're going husband hunting." Riven's voice cracked. "Kaylin, he asked for a divorce." Kaylin snorted. "And you're acting like you'll give him one? Absolutely not." The search begins. Riven used his Enigma network contacts in every city. Airport check-ins, private investigators. Kalen called his husband, Lysander Croweth, terrifying Enigma Mafia lord who adored Kalen. Lysander's voice over the phone was calm and deadly. Whoever took my spouse's best friend's spouse away, I will find him. Kalen. Baby, Aiden left on his own. Lysander. I will still find him and bring him back. 3 weeks of non-stop searching followed. Riven barely slept, always on the edge of breaking. He replayed every moment, every fight, every sarcastic banter, every clingy moment, and wondered what he had done wrong. He wondered why Aiden thought so little of their marriage. He wondered why Aiden didn't believe in them. Finally, a lead. On the 21st day, Riven got the call. Aiden Vale was seen at the Azure Pearl Resort, off the coast. Riven didn't wait. He grabbed his coat, grabbed Kalen, and took the next flight. His heart beat wildly the entire way. 3 weeks of agony ending now. He was taking his husband home. The reunion. The seaside resort was peaceful, warm, beautiful. Aiden sat by the shore, staring at the waves with a cup of black coffee. He looked lonely, tired, but peaceful in a way that stabbed Riven's heart. When Aiden turned around and saw Riven, his entire face lit up. Relief, happiness, love, all in 1 second. Riven felt hope bloom in his chest. But then Kalen stepped beside him, and Aiden's expression shattered instantly. His smile died. His eyes dulled. His shoulders stiffened. Aiden stepped back as if burned. You brought him. Riven's heart sank. Aiden, listen. Aiden's voice was cold and cutting. Why are you here, Riven? Did you come to rush the divorce? Riven flinched as if stabbed. Kalen's jaw dropped. Divorce? Brother, what the hell? Riven silenced him with a glare. He took a step closer to Aiden. Aiden, just talk to me. Please, come home. We can fix this. No. Aiden shook his head. There's nothing to fix. Sign the divorce, Riven. Something snapped inside the Enigma. A clean break. A dark, feral, instinctive crack. His vision blurred. His chest burned. His instincts screamed. Mate rejecting. Mate leaving. Mate slipping away. Riven whispered, trembling. Aiden, don't say that. Aiden turned away. Sign the divorce. And that was it. Riven broke. Riven uses targeted pheromones. Riven had never, ever used his pheromones on his husband. He believed love shouldn't be forced. But standing there, watching Aiden push him away, he became pure instinct. Pure enigma. He inhaled sharply. His eyes darkened. His pheromones exploded but focused only on Aiden. Aiden stiffened. The world tilted under his feet. His legs gave way. Riven caught him instantly, pulling him into his chest. Aiden's anger dissolved into soft, hazy calm. He melted into Riven's arms, pliant, obedient, peaceful. Exactly how targeted pheromones worked? Kalen choked. Holy *T, you actually used it? On your own husband? Riven didn't answer. His voice was a whisper, gentle but terrifyingly possessive. You're coming home with me. I'm never letting you go. End of chapter. They walked back into the resort suite Aiden had been staying in. Riven laid Aiden gently on the bed, but his instincts weren't done. Riven looked down at his husband, his mate, and made a decision. He would trigger Aiden's rut early. He would mark him, claim him, tie him to him forever. No more misunderstandings. No more running. Riven's pheromones filled the room, thick, warm, overwhelming, as he climbed onto the bed beside Aiden and whispered, You're mine, Aiden, and I'm going to make sure you can never forget that again. Chapter 3. Marked, nodded, claimed. Riven had made a vow long before he ever found Aiden. Once I find him, I'll mark him so deeply he can never leave me again. It wasn't said dramatically. It wasn't whispered into the wind. He said it while staring into the mirror at his hollowed eyes, jaw clenched. 3 weeks into searching for the husband who ran away from him, the husband he loved more than his own breath. And the moment he finally found Aiden again, that vow wrapped itself around his throat like destiny. The rut. A 7-day storm. The resort room door shut behind them with a soft click. Aiden swayed as Riven's targeted pheromones thickened in the air. Warm, heavy, molten. His pupils widened instantly, knees giving out. He collapsed straight into Riven's arms, trembling, heat flooding through his body like wildfire. The rut hit. Hard, violent, merciless. Riven caught him effortlessly, voice dropping into a dark whisper near Aiden's ear. Shh, breathe, baby. I've got you. I'm right here. Aiden clung to him without meaning to, nails digging into Riven's shirt, panting helplessly. His body bowed toward Riven instinctively, like every cell recognized its mate and demanded him. For 7 days, Riven stayed by his side, calming him, soothing him, holding him through every fevered wave. His voice never left Aiden's ears. I love you. You're mine. Don't ever leave me again. I can't live without you. Half delirious, half awake, Riven confessed everything he'd never said out loud. How terrified he'd been. How broken the house felt without Aiden's presence. How losing him once almost killed him. Aiden, muddled in rut haze, always reached for him, grabbing at his shirt, burying his face in Riven's scent, clinging unconsciously like the world would collapse if he let go. On the 5th day, Riven pressed his teeth to the side of Aiden's neck. A permanent mark, a vow carved into skin. And Aiden only shivered and murmured Riven's name. On the 7th day, when the rut peaked and faded, Riven wrapped his arms protectively around his exhausted husband and whispered his final claim. No matter what happens, you'll always be mine. The morning after, Aiden woke up sore, exhausted, and wrapped around Riven like a koala stuck to a tree. His leg was tossed over Riven's waist, his face shoved into Riven's chest. His arm was looped so tightly around Riven's torso that prying him off would require surgical intervention. Riven blinked awake and smiled down at him, brushing Aiden's messy hair back. Aiden groaned. You cheated, he grumbled, refusing to open his eyes. You used pheromones on me. Riven raised a brow. You were leaving me. That doesn't mean you get Toto. Aiden flailed a hand vaguely. Pheromone bombed me into obedience. Riven smirked. Worked, didn't it? Aiden grumbled again, embarrassed. Silence. Then Aiden asked quietly, Why didn't you sign the divorce papers? Riven's face twisted into utter confusion. What divorce papers? Aiden hesitated, then muttered, The ones I left on the kitchen table. Riven stared. We don't even own a real kitchen table. He narrowed his eyes. You mean the coffee table? Aiden went still. Riven paused. Wait, why were you asking for a divorce again? Aiden's ears reddened. Because you and Kaylin. Riven's eye twitched. Then, he burst into laughter. Aiden, Bobby, oh my God. He actually doubled over, shoulders shaking. You thought I was cheating on you with Kaylin. Aiden kicked his shin. Don't laugh. Kaylin, Riven wheezed, is married to Lysander Crow, an Enigma Mafia lord who would rip my head off if I ever touched his husband like that. Aiden blinked. Married? Since 4 years? Happily? In disgustingly domestic love, yes. Aiden stared at him in horror as understanding slowly dawned. So the hugging, childhood best friend, and the holding hands, he was drunk. And the smiling, because he was excited to meet you. Aiden covered his burning face with both hands. I ruined everything over gossip and jealousy, he whispered. You did, Riven agreed cheerfully. Aiden glared. You're supposed to deny that. Nope. You were unbelievably stupid. Aiden sputtered. Riven! Riven grabbed him by the waist and pulled him back onto his lap effortlessly. But you're my stupid mate, he murmured against Aiden's neck, scenting him thoroughly. And you're beautiful. And I love you. And you're never allowed to leave me again. Aiden's eyes stung. You Love me, Riven snorted. I've been in love with you since the day you bullied me into giving you the last chocolate croissant. That was my croissant. Baby, you threatened me with a plastic fork. Aiden broke. Tears spilled down his cheeks as he grabbed Riven's shoulders and hid his face in his husband's chest. I'm sorry I left. Riven stroked his back and whispered into his hair, possessive, relieved, and soft all at once. You're an idiot. But you're my idiot. Aiden sniffled. And you cheated. Riven lifted him by the chin, eyes glowing with a dark, territorial promise. I'll cheat again if it keeps you with me. Aiden huffed, but his arms tightened around Riven again. Crazy, Aiden muttered. Match made in hell, Riven agreed. And he dragged Aiden closer, scent marking him once more, as their laughter and bickering filled the room. Chapter 4. Back home, back to chaos. The moment Riven and Aiden stepped into their home, they were ambushed. Not by enemies, not by mafia, not by jealous rivals. By their parents, both sets, who had apparently joined forces and transformed themselves into a covert spy unit. Aiden froze at the sight. Riven froze too. Riven's mother lifted binoculars. Aiden's father took notes on a clipboard. Aiden's mother had a camera hanging from her neck. Riven's father whispered into a walkie-talkie. Target has arrived. Repeat. Target has arrived. Aiden whispered, horrified. What? What are they doing? Riven whispered back, equally horrified. I don't know, but I don't like it. Riven's mother gasped dramatically as she zoomed her binoculars in on Aiden. Permanent mark! He marked him! Harold, get the journal! Aiden blushed so violently he nearly combusted. Riven instantly wrapped an arm around his waist and pulled him close, growling at the parents like a territorial wolf seeing paparazzi. Aiden swatted his chest. Stop snarling at our parents! They're staring at my bite mark, Riven hissed. My bite mark, Aiden corrected weakly before realizing what he had said and dying inside. The parents were delighted. Aiden's mom wiped a tear. Finally, after 3 years of marriage and 0 grandchildren. Riven's mom nodded enthusiastically. They're still young, but now that he's marked, grandchildren are guaranteed. Aiden squeaked. We just got back. Aiden and Riven exchanged panicked looks before Riven dragged Aiden upstairs like a dragon guarding treasure. The Apology. Chaos Edition. Once they escaped the parental circus, Aiden made Riven drive him straight to Kaylin and Lysander's penthouse. The moment Aiden stepped in, Kaylin gasped dramatically, arms flying open. Oh my God, the runaway husband has returned. Aiden, I'm here to apologize. Kaylin slapped a hand to his own chest. Did the tropical birds finally tell you that I was not seducing your enigma husband? Aiden groaned. Kaylin, please. I still can't believe you thought I was stealing him. Kaylin wailed like a Shakespeare hero. I've been married for 4 years. Do I look like someone who has the energy to run around seducing people? Lysander, leaning against the counter with Mafia Lord Menace, added dryly, He doesn't. He barely has the energy to eat dessert. Kaylin turned to Aiden. See? Even he knows. Aiden rubbed his face. I was stupid, and insecure, and jealous, and stupid. Kaylin patted his head sympathetically. Yes, you were. Riven nodded behind him. He really was. Aiden elbowed him. Then Aiden looked at Lysander and paused. You're my age. His eyes widened. Lysander blinked. Yes? So you were married to Kaylin at 27? Yes. Aiden gasped. You're suffering since 27? Kaylin lunged at him. You little... Riven effortlessly grabbed Kaylin's collar midair. Meanwhile, Lysander laughed darkly. I like him. Let's keep him. Aiden. Is that a threat? Lysander. Mildly. Riven growled, pulling Aiden behind him. No one's keeping my husband. Not even for fun. Back home. The circus continues. Their parents were waiting at the door again when they returned. This time with clipboards, baby name lists, and a whiteboard titled Operation Grandchild Phase 1. Riven deadpanned. We're moving. Aiden agreed. The moment Aiden stepped 2 inches away from Riven, Riven dragged him back. Riven, where's my husband going? Aiden, to breathe. Riven, breathe next to me. Aiden, you're insane. Riven, I searched 3 countries for you. Aiden melted instantly. Fine, I'll breathe on your shoulder. Riven beamed and pulled him onto his lap like it was the most natural thing in the world. Their parents screamed into their walkie-talkies. They're sitting on each other. Document this. Aiden hid his face in Riven's chest. Please make them stop. Riven pressed a kiss to Aiden's cheek. I would, but you're cute when you suffer. Aiden smacked him. Clingy, flirty, ridiculous. Since returning, Riven refused to let Aiden out of sight. Literally. Aiden moved 1 step, Riven moved 1 step. Aiden opened the fridge, Riven opened it with him. Aiden tried to shower. Riven sat outside the bathroom door like a guard dog. Aiden, can you stop being glued to me? Riven, no, you ran once. Aiden, I went to the supermarket. Riven, and I almost died. Aiden rolled his eyes and kissed him on the mouth just to shut him up. Riven slowed, softened, melted. Again, he whispered. Aiden laughed. Crazy. Riven bit the tip of his ear. Only for you. They ended up tangled together on the couch, ignoring their parents, ignoring the chaos, ignoring the world, just basking in the stupid, dramatic, ridiculous love they shared. At one point, Aiden mumbled into Riven's chest, We're a disaster. Riven kissed his forehead. Perfect disaster. Aiden smiled. And for once, everything felt exactly as it should be. Chapter 5. 2 lines and a baby. For the past 5 days, Aiden had been dying. At least that's how he described it. He had thrown up twice. Felt dizzy. Felt tired. Cried at a commercial about puppies. Then cried again because the puppies were cute. Riven was convinced Aiden had been cursed, poisoned, hexed, kidnapped by aliens, and possibly infected by Kaylin's chaos. This morning was worse. Aiden barely stepped out of bed before collapsing onto the floor. Riven screamed like someone shot him. Aiden! I slipped, Aiden groaned. That is it. Riven scooped him up bridal style. We're going to the doctor. I just need breakfast. You need a full body scan, blood work, MRI, new organs. Riven! Don't fight me, husband. I've lost you once. I'm not losing you to dizziness. Aiden gave up. At the doctor's office. The doctor checked Aiden, hummed thoughtfully, then smiled. Aiden panicked. Riven panicked harder. Doctor, congratulations. The alpha is pregnant. The room exploded. Aiden. Riven. Riven, 1 second later, eyes glowing, shoulders straightening, voice dropping into territorial enigma mode. He's carrying my baby. His jaw clenched. Mine. Aiden's cheeks turned red instantly. Riven. We said we wouldn't have kids so soon. Riven pulled him into his chest, hugging him tightly, possessively. You tried to leave me once, he whispered sweetly. Naturally, I had to trap you. Aiden glared weakly. Oh, right. Kidnapping, pheromones, forcing me into rut. Very romantic. Riven kissed his forehead. You loved it. Aiden opened his mouth to deny it, remembered the 7-day rut, closed his mouth again. Anyway, Aiden muttered, who told you to make it one-shot fatal? Riven smiled proudly. My genes are efficient. Aiden smacked him. Pregnancy chaos begins. The moment the parents heard the news, all hell broke loose. Both sets of parents arrived with suitcases. Riven's mother. We are moving in. Aiden's mother. My baby is having a baby. Riven's father had built a crib in the living room within 3 hours. Aiden's father had made a 4-page diet plan for pregnant alphas. Aiden sat on the couch, overwhelmed. This is too much. Riven placed a pillow behind his back, another under his feet, tucked him like a burrito and glared at everyone. Be quiet. My husband is carrying my heir. Aiden blushed. Kaylin arrived the next day, with balloons. Balloons that said, good job getting pregnant, and you finally did it. Aiden. Why would you choose these balloons? Kaylin wiped fake tears. I'm emotional, okay? Look at you, my best friend, carrying a little potato. Lysander walked in behind him with a straight face. I'm adopting it, Riven growled instantly. Over my dead body. Aiden hid behind Riven. No adopting. Lysander shrugged. Worth a try. Aiden's pregnancy journey. Month 2. Aiden cried because Riven cut an onion too violently. Month 3. He wanted mangoes at 2 a.m. Riven searched the entire city and returned with 18 kilos. Month 4. Riven fainted during the first baby kick. Aiden laughed for 15 minutes straight. Month 5. Aiden threw a slipper at Riven for calling him round. Riven apologized for 3 hours. Month 6. Aiden suddenly hated the scent of Riven's cologne. Riven immediately threw all bottles away. Month 7. Aiden waddled. Riven followed behind him with both arms stretched like he was spotting a falling toddler. Month 8. Aiden hissed like a feral cat when someone touched his food. Riven was proud. Month 9. Everyone walked around on eggshells. Except Aiden, who was ready to murder anyone who said the words due date. The birth. Aiden's water broke at 4 a.m. Riven screamed louder than Aiden. Kaylin screamed too. Lysander slapped him. The parents ran in different directions. Aiden grabbed Riven by the collar. If this child looks like you, I'm suing. Riven kissed him. Focus on breathing, beautiful. Hours later, with chaos, shouting, territorial pheromones, and Riven threatening the doctor for breathing too close, their baby was born. A tiny, perfect little boy with soft dark hair and Aiden's nose. Aiden started crying instantly. Riven, too. Kaylin dramatically fainted. Lysander took a picture like a proud mafia uncle. Riven held the baby gently, reverently, as if the world had finally given him everything he ever wanted. Aiden whispered, voice trembling, his name. Riven kissed the baby's forehead. Elias. Aiden smiled softly. Elias! The parents screamed. Kaylin woke up crying again. Lysander muttered, I'm stealing him later. Aiden leaned into Riven, exhausted but glowing. You're crying too much, he whispered. Riven kissed Aiden's temple. You gave me a family. I'm allowed to cry. Aiden cupped his cheek. Riven, I love you. Riven's eyes softened completely. And I'll love you until my last breath, he whispered. Contract or not, you're mine forever. Aiden kissed him. Their baby cried. The parents cheered. Kaylin sobbed. Lysander sighed. And Riven held both of his beloved, his husband and his saunas, if he would never let them go again.